listening and different platforms right now, including YouTube. This is not a slight against them, but I got to tell you, the big thing that everybody wants to get monetized, right? You want to be monetized. You get paid in advertising money and be a YouTuber and make a full time living on it. Right? First of all, very small percentage of people are able to do that sustainable, you know, so that it's sustainable where you're making money. I'm not talking about like 500 a month. I spend that on my dry cleaner. I'm talking about like real money. Can it be done? Yeah, obviously people do it. Does it take a while? Sure it does. Even the biggest guys like Mr. Beast and people like that, it took them years. But I have a different type of show. So you have to be yourself. This is me. This is my voice. This is what I do. But you also have to be different. You have to not shock people so much, but is the fact that you want to be able to, it's got to be something that they haven't seen before. They got to feel comfortable with being where they are, and then they'll come back. You don't want one and done. But my thing is, why do people place so much emphasis on I got to be monetized? Got to be monetized. You know what I mean? I got to do this and that and then get all these views and make shorts and make reels. And whoa. Here's a thought, and I don't think it's an original thought, but maybe it's mainstream, maybe it isn't. If you have the know-how, if you have the means, why not reach out to different advertisers, the ones that you choose, that you would like to have them sponsor you, whatever. Why don't you reach out? What do you need YouTube to do it for? Are they a bigger one and they have access to? Of course. I mean, that goes without saying. I'll give her an example. Let's say you want to work with Red Bull, the drink, and you do sports stuff. So it seems like that would be a good fit, right? That's natural. Why not contact them directly and say, look, listen to my show on YouTube or Facebook or Twitter or whatever, Twitch, listen to my show. You know what I mean? Back in the day, we would send demos out. We used to sell them on cassettes. So you could laugh if you want. Now it's done like, video files and everything. But even then, we would send it. We would make, I had mine on a disc, on a CD and stuff like that. And actually, one of the ones that I did was introducing Madden 2004. That was one of the, I would do like a Subway commercial or whatever it was and do different things. And you send that in to different advertising. Now, the more shit you throw against the wall, the more sticks. That is the way, you're working the odds. That's the way it works. So you don't need, I'm not going to say you don't need YouTube. Obviously, you need a platform unless you have your own algorithm, you have your own server and everything else. I'm not saying that. There's millions and billions of people on there. It's a good thing. And I actually like YouTube. I watch it all the time, every day. A lot of people do when they're supposed to be at work or they're at work. But you could also leave it up to them, or you could have to go out. There's no rule that says you can't go after your own sponsors and stuff like that. So if the emphasis is on monetization, making money, why not take your own fate and take it into your own hands, at least partially? Don't leave it all up to anybody, not just YouTube, anyone. Do what you want to do. Do what you're good at. Do what you like. If you could do, and there was a lot of YouTubers that I've not spoke to directly, but that I know about, and they said the big thing for them was, okay, this was their big thing. If you could do what you do, whether you're getting paid or not, let's say you would love doing it and you're interested in it, whether it's a hobby, if it's more than a hobby, if this is your way of life, if you have the time and the means and everything that you can do all that. If you could do all that on the same level and have fun and have people come in and followers and subscribers and all that kind of stuff, if you would be okay if you didn't make any money, would you still do it? And if the answer is yes, then you would be successful when you do find. It's like using a spork for the first time. What the hell is this thing? I almost killed myself. Seriously, I almost killed someone with a spork, and that person is me. I'm not kidding, man. I these are the things that prison riots are made from. I swear to God, who the hell thought of that? What a horrible idea. Either give me a spoon or give me a fork. What the hell am I going to do to spork? So I can't really pick anything up, but I can't really scoop anything because then I'll stab myself. Who'd have thought of that? And then who wanted to name it a spork? How about a foon? A foon would be, like a buffoon, like the friggin' guy who made that up. And once again, whoever invented pretzel bread, I hate you. But I love you. Anyway, back in 5. And then we're going to wrap things up here. Season 2 preview of the Mean Machine live from the great state of New Jersey. That's Hope that answers your question. So that's kind of how I prepare by not preparing. I'm very quiet and everything, and I just kind of boom, and I just go for it. It's exhilarating when I see the little bubble come up. It says 3, 2, 1, boom, you're live. And when we do the new by the end of the month or by August, hopefully you're going to see the stuff and the thing when it's actually when we're on live, the on air button will go on, the little screen. It's going to be pretty cool. And I have it as a radio setup because that's what I was trained to do. So I'm going to do that. So you could call it streaming, you could call it a podcast, you want to call it whatever you want to call it, to each his own. But to me, that's why it's called the Mean Machine Talk Radio Show. But we're going to be having music and all different types of music, by the way. We're not going to just rock out, even though we probably will. 70s, 80s, 90s, some classic rock in there, some top 40, whatever. I'm going to be able to play all sorts of stuff and videos, all copyrighted, cool stuff without a problem. But like I said, there's no such thing as a free lunch, as they used to say. So I'm working on that. A lot of time and effort goes into this, a lot of thought and a lot of,